Ben! 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 I don't know. I don't know where he went. How y'all doing? I thought there'd be two of us here, and Ben didn't show up. But my thought was, and he's probably looking for him, and I got him sitting right here, was a lot of great things happening. We've got stuff happening here at AGC, but trainings and everything going on. Those Sims are friggin', I'll bet you that's where he is. I'll bet you he's out back playing with the Sims and got distracted and forgot we were going to be here. But one of the things I wanted to talk about today, on top of everything else that's going on, we're coming to the end of the 2025 year for VOSHA. Their year ends in another week or so. And what I thought was we would quickly review the top 10 citations that they've racked up this year out in the field with us. And we all know it's what it is, that #1 citation, and I don't know why we can't beat that. #1 citation out there in the field this year again for like the 20th year in a row. If you were a football team and you won 20 in a row, they'd throw you out of the league. But #1 cited piece they have not thrown away, and we haven't figured out how to do it. It's fall protection. Thou shalt not fall. Thou won't fall 6 feet. And we just can't wrap our heads around that, whether it's railings or tie-offs, moving the earth up to our height. It's 6 feet, but we're getting cited for it more than anything else. Almost 2 to 1 out there, fall protection versus anything else in the mix. The second one I think is kind of funny. It's HazCom. And I'll even tell you that in the last 6-8 weeks, it's been PB Blaster. You guys using PB Blaster, I'll give you 2 bits of advice. One, if you have PB Blaster on your truck, in your vehicle, out in your garage, wherever it is, if you have it, have a SDS for it. Get the SDS for it. The newest SDS for PB Blaster right now looks like it's in May of 2020, yet they just changed the rules to incorporate PB Blaster in there, I'm going to say, as a hazardous substance. EPA named it as a hazardous substance. And if you're using PB Blaster, you should be wearing a respirator. If you're wearing a respirator, you better have a respiratory protection program. It's HazCom. SDS. If you have PB Blaster, make sure and have that SDS somewhere nearby so you can hand it off. Second thing is, if you're using PB Blaster and you see an OSHA or a VOSHA guy come and throw it over in the corner, get rid of it. Do not have it out. But that's my thoughts. Ben would tell you use it safely, and wear a respirator if you're not in a well-ventilated area, and have your SDS. That brings us to respiratory protection. Respiratory protection, again, I just said, if you're wearing a respirator, you got to have a respiratory protection program, and we have to have training on that program and be ready to use it. I still don't know where he is. I'm going to find the kid, though. I assure you I'm going to find him. Ladders, the #1 cited ladder in construction today is a step ladder, and the reason they're citing it is because it's leaning against a building or leaning against a wall. Step ladders were meant to be used fully open and never step on the top step, but you and I can fight over whether those mechanical, those new high-tech ladders that you can configure the way you want them. I'm telling you, a conventional step ladder cannot be leaned against something and cannot be walked up to the top step. Scaffolding, what they're writing with scaffolding, you builders, is you got to have a document saying you checked it or inspected it every day before use. Not every day, just every day before use. So if you aren't going to use it today, it doesn't have to be inspected, but make sure nobody sees you up on it if you have not inspected it for that day. Make sure it was put together correctly and that it is still together correctly and people didn't steal parts to move to another place. Make sure all the rails are in place. Make sure the ends are shut off. Again, pretty easy stuff. Lockout, tag out came in number 6. That's pretty easy. I always just say tag out. Ben stresses the fact that you should probably have a lock on it so no one else can get in there. But I think if you tag it out, I think if you make sure everybody in the area knows what you're doing, you put a tag on there with your name saying do not use, I think that's damn good. Ben likes you to go the 100% rule and go with that lock being on there so no one can bypass your tag. Powered industrial trucks, I don't care if you're on an aerial lift, operating a forklift, a man lift, everybody on those pieces has to be trained and certified by the safety guy or by the company owner as being qualified to operate those pieces of equipment. If you're in a man lift, extendable boom, rotating man lift, then you even have to be tied off in any type of man lift. Scissor lift, you don't have to be tied out because the scissor lift always has that fall protection all the way around it. Those rails going all the way around. All good stuff. Training requirements fall in, whether it's in the powered industrial truck, forklift, man lift, fall protection, HazCom, respiratory, every one of them requires training, and training requirements out there was number 8 on the list so far this year. Again, it's only 2 weeks, but if I'm telling you these things now, I would imagine they're going to kick back in over the next year. We'll see them come back. PPE, eye, face, and hard hats, and I'll tell you what's happening with those hard hats. People are buying those new helmet things with chin straps on them. And one of the number one cited thing is you wearing one of those new helmets with a chin strap on it and you haven't fastened the chin strap. If you're wearing one of those new hard hats, that chin strap has to be fastened. And then machine guarding. And it's all of us using our hand grinders. And God, you can't do squat with that hand grinder if you got that guard on it. So you take the guard off, you throw it in the back of the truck, and you get to work. And those citations across the board, what I just told you, whether it was machine guarding, whether it was PPE, respiratory protection, HazCom, those citations are coming out in excess of $12,000 a piece. And maybe if you're lucky and you can prove there was good intent, you might be able to settle them for 6 or 7. Just saying. That's what they're going to look for. And I'm willing to bet they're going to look for that for the next 6 months because they scored big over the last year on that. I will also say that as AGC members, you all have done very well with your inspections. And I just want to remind you that if VOSHA does show up, you can ask some questions, and you should ask some questions. And with any kind of luck, Missy can find this, and she can put that VOSHA inspection list, that whole thing, right down below here, and Missy, they can click on it and download it and have it ready. Put it in your glove compartment, put it in your first aid kit, have it there under your Narcan. If they come, make sure and ask their name and for a card. look at their badge. Then ask three simple questions, and they have to answer them. They have to answer them, or you can refuse inspect. Of course, you can refuse anytime you want. They'll just go down to the local county courthouse, get a subpoena, and come on back and enter that way, or a writ of entry. But you can ask, and you should ask, what type of inspection are we doing today? I want to know the type of inspection they're doing. Is it a random? Did they just drive by, see somebody? Did somebody complain? Is it focused, or is it a targeted inspection? And if it's a complaint, that identifies the reason. You always want to know the reason for the inspection. If it's a complaint, then you have a right to see the complaint, and this inspection really has to stay within the confines of whatever that complaint was. Whatever that complaint was. Then you have any formal complaints, and then what is the scope of the inspection? Ask for the scope of the inspection, how big it's going to be, where we're going to go, and what we're going to do. And then, if you want to do a walk around, start a walk around. But always proceed straight to where that walk around is, and straight to what's happening in that walk around. By walk around, I want to go see that trenching. We don't have to walk around the whole site to get to that trenching. So, again, looking at that, and always request a closing conference. But I'll get Missy to try to drop that in right underneath here. It's always great. I'm hoping. I don't know what the hell happened to Ben. God damn it. Well, Missy, I hope this went okay. I'm going to go look for Ben. I want you all to have a safe week. Remember, it's getting to the end of the season. We're getting a little short on tempers. We're getting a little upset about production. We got this whole thing happening. Don't forget, OSHA Top 10. Fall protection, HazCom, respiratory protection, ladders, scaffolding, lockout, tagout, powered industrial trucks, fall protection, eye, face, PPE, and machine guarding. And don't forget how to handle that inspection. But most importantly, as we all tend to get to this short fuse season, remember to talk. Take a moment. Hear what's being said to you. Agree in some fashion that we might disagree on just a little bit of what we're saying, but 80% of it we always agree on. Again, listen and be kind. In the end, always say thank you or say you're welcome. It's all good stuff, guys, and I want you to keep up the good work. Remember, my name's Richard Wobby. I'm here at AGC, and we're here for you. And normally, Ben would have been right there. And if you have any problems, you have anything you want us to talk about, you want to get in touch with us, feel free to give us a call at 802-223-2374. Or you can email Ben. It's Ben, B-E-N, at agcvt.org. Hey, thank you all for joining us. It's been great, and I'll see you next week. Thank you. Bye now.